Welcome back to another episode of the Play for Keeps podcast, the only podcast where we don't have a 4. We got number 14.
I was like, what are you
doing? Yeah. For niggas that know, we'll talk about him later. But welcome to the show. This is the podcast for casuals. If you are a casual, this is the show for you. Tap in. Plenty of y'all have comments when we do the short. Man, fucking casuals. I know, right?
That's the point.
It. That's
listen,
the point.
You gotta listen to the intro. Then you'll be like, oh, okay, it all makes sense now. Don't be
Look at the bio. You say the word casual in caps.
Yeah.
It's literally in the bio. Like, I can't look. Thank you for stating the obvious. You know what I mean? We got things to talk about. But before we get into those things, we got to tap in to the pockets.
Donations.
Close the door.
Donations.
I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. And you got the power to change that.
Regardless if you have the power. At this point, it's going to happen, brother. It's going to happen. It's not even a donation at this point. Tap in. Tap in. And for the loyals. For the loyal members.
All I hear is that check came in. I love it when you talk to me. My cat's the seed. My cat's the seed. I love it when you talk to me. My cat's the seed. My cat's the seed.
Jax, you said you had something to show me.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm prepared to be blind reacted, actually.
Blind reaction. This had absolutely nothing to do with sports. I was just scrolling and I saw it and I started crying. You say you don't recognize this woman at all, correct?
I almost said something crazy. I thought that was Cameron Brink for a second. My fault.
Loki, I can see where you would see that. I can see why you would say that. But anyways, this is somebody on Fox News talking.
Ideology, or it's not about.
Oh my goodness. We're just going to get some help here. Let me come back to Lydia while we get some help for Cameron here. Lydia, the President, we're going to go to a break right here.
Please do.
Wait.
For the listening audience, this is Cameron Kinsey. She's a Fox News commentator or whatever. One of the bad ones. Anyways, she fainted on live TV in the middle of a rant about Joe Biden's health. And the nigga, he tried to keep the show. That's the funniest part. He tried to keep the show going. In the middle of talking, she just fall out the chair. He tried to keep the show going.
Actually, replay the part where she fall down again. Because it threw me off.
It's not about.
Oh my goodness.
Like it looks sort of fake when she fell. Like she fell a little too delicate.
Let me come back to Lydia while we get some help.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah. And why niggas don't never fall forward?
President, we're gonna go to a break right here. We'll be right back.
You're raising a good point. I'm not gonna hold you. Niggas always fall out of something. You can't like. If she would have fell forward, that would have been hilarious. Because she would have hit her head on that, I would have cried even harder.
Because at that point, you can't fake that. Get head finna hit the bitch. You're not gonna try to break no kind of fall. We gonna find out in real TV if you faking or not, or if you fall back. Because if you fall back, which is probably more dangerous.
Yes,
but you're gonna actually. Well, falling to the side, it leads to skepticism. Like, yeah, that's kind of crazy. What happened? Nah, man. Wow.
She for sure wasn't faking, but that was just.
Oh no, she wasn't. She wasn't. That was crazy. I'm assuming she cool. I'm assuming she all right. I guess. It's funny, but at the same time,
we do not care.
You know, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Respectfully, like I laughed at it. I would ask you this, Jackson. Was it was it Mitch McConnell funny?
That's why I was like, I need this. That's why I was like, I need to put this on the podcast because I was like, it reminded me of him. I was just like, man, bro, I wish it was him. I wish it was him. Is he still
wishing this on another
every single time I'm like, is he still alive? And I look it up, and every single time he's still alive. It always surprises me. Nigga,
bro, every time you look it up, you seem disappointed.
Bro, I'm nigga 83, like, bro. I'm surprised.
Damn, he's still alive? Yes, bro. Damn.
Forgetting my fault. Never mind. But we got more important things to talk about, bro. We need to get into the actual show. We got some big news that's happening, man.
Absolutely. First of all, for niggas that swore we wasn't gonna get no wide receiver.
Do you think it's wise for you to keep talking?
Oh God, like, come on, brother. We up. We up, nigga. Stop it. For niggas that are for people, let me not just exclusively talk to niggas. Worldwide. There's a reason why. There's a reason why Jax is wearing a jersey right now.
Oh, this whole thing that I just happened to I didn't even realize. I'm doing. You heard me. I was doing laundry. You heard the dryer going a little bit early before y'all.
Oh, word. Okay.
I just saw it. I just threw it on. It was just.
Oh God. There's a reason why I got the blue direct. Niggas, I don't even think this a debut right here. I done had this motherfucker for years. I don't think this ever been on the pod. For a reason. I mean,
we're waiting for this exact moment. This exact moment.
George Pickens is a Dallas Cowboy. And we basically gave that nigga up for nothing. I mean, we basically got the nigga for nothing, in my personal opinion. Jax, you do have more of the details to it. I think it was a third rounder.
Mm-hmm. George Pickens, wide receiver for the Steelers. He's cold, although he has some problems, but he's generally just a cold receiver. He got traded to the Cowboys. Dallas only had to send Pittsburgh, I believe, a third round pick, and they got George Pickens back. And this sort of, I know people might be like, third round pick, that is draft capital, but in the grand scheme of things, I think with the way this contract is set up, if George Pickens, if he leaves in free agency, Dallas will get a compensatory third round pick. So they'll get like an extra third round pick back if he happens to leave. So it's a win-win. You didn't really lose him for nothing. Like if he dips, you get a pick back. It's a win-win for everyone. It's a win for Dallas. I don't know about the Steelers, but it's a win for Dallas, and I ain't mad at it at all.
You literally cannot lose. It is impossible for you to lose this. Great.
Knowing Jerry Jones, though, they could fuck around and lose somehow. I don't know how, but knowing Jerry Jones, that could happen. I wouldn't put it past him.
And I listened to this nigga press conference. Yes, I understand that niggas can lie and niggas can just be talking just to please the media. I understand that. But based off of the conversations he was having in there, he said, I'm not even thinking about my contract right now, man. I'm just trying to make an implant, I'm just trying to be a part of this culture, be integrated. You know what I mean? For a nigga that has all these problems, he's starting on the right foot.
Yeah, I mean he's for sure funny, but like I'm with it, man. He's trying to build up a team. He'll lie to improve the team. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at all.
I'm not, man. Oh God, you know what I mean? And on top of that, I'm looking at the roster, and not gonna hold you. No, it just makes our draft just look that much better, nigga. Just makes the draft look a whole lot better, nigga. I'm not gonna hold you.
I was on this program, on this platform saying, oh my gosh, I hated the draft. And the main thing, I was like, yeah, the players is cool, but like, ain't getting no receiver. But now they got the receiver to draft. I wish they also would have got a running back, neither here nor there. But that draft, it looked good. Now they got them they don't need a number one receiver because they already have CeeDee Lamb on their team. But George Pickens he was the number one receiver for the Steelers, and he'll be the number two with Dallas, and he's going to be a solid number two, hopefully, of course.
Yeah,
because like CD is more. He's in the slot a lot. He can do he's like CD's an all-around receiver because he's just that type of good. But most of his effectiveness is in the slot. George Pickens, he's an outside receiver. He's a tall, big body type. I think he's like 6'3", 6'4". He can run. He can make them contested catches. This, like I said, he's an outside receiver. That's what Dallas needed for. That's what Dallas has needed since Dez Bryant. They haven't really had a good one. So this is A+++ move in my book. I really do like it.
Hey man, look, the way I'm finna be shouting when that nigga Dak hit me with that deep ball on 2nd and 3, per usual, to that nigga Pickens. Nigga, I might buy the ski bash. Fuck is y'all niggas talking about? I might do it. Fuck is y'all niggas? And he 24.
Yeah, he's.
I ain't realized he was that good. You know what I mean? If he gets his act together and he's, make sure, he good in all those other areas. Yeah, man, this might be a nice little move for the future. Nigga, I'm fucking with it. Now, not to get serious with it. I don't even have. I don't even have like an actual button that I need to push, but I gotta address the elephant in the room when it comes to George Pickens. Gotta keep that nigga with the wide receivers. We gotta keep him with the wide receivers. He cannot be branching off to other niggas in the organization. I don't want to hear this nigga talk. All right. I don't want this nigga influence to talk. I don't want this nigga influence to open his mouth for anything. Be honest with you, Want that nigga to just be a diva on the field. And I'll leave it at that. You know what I mean? Because there's other niggas that talk on this fucking org. Trying to reduce it.
I know Mike is gonna want him on that podcast. I hope he don't do it. He's gonna do it, but I hope he don't. But he gonna do it.
I'm saying, bro, I just don't. I mean, no, you know what it is. Hey, and this, I guess it's a Penn State thing, because Abdul Carter is on a run right now.
Les Hunting got to get into Abdul Carter. I think he finally got a number. I seen him he was wearing like a 51 jersey or whatever. So I'm like,
yeah, it's like a little combination between like a 11-56 ordeal. But I will ask, since we're talking about the division, is this the best duo in the division? Where would you rank it?
I don't think we can call it the best receiver duo in the division. It's second, but for sure second best. For sure or it's for sure top 2. I don't know if you can put it above AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, because they are cold. Yeah. I do think CD is a better receiver than AJ Brown. But as far as Pickens and Smith, I'm not really sure, because Pickens he's a boomer bust type of player, which is a lot of the reason that Pittsburgh was sort of frustrated with him, because he can, one play will have like a spectacular one-handed catch behind his head at the back pylon in the end zone, and the next play he'll drop like a simple hitch route or whatever. And then the play after that, he's gonna be fighting the opposing team's coach or whatever on the sideline. Like he just does stuff sometimes. But I think I would lean towards the Eagles duo of AJ Brown and Smith being better right now, just because we've seen them do it together. We haven't seen CD and Pickens do it together. So I would have them second. They're for sure better than, because the Giants only got Malik Neighbors, and then the Commanders, they got
Scary Terry and
Debo and Scary Terry. And I like Scary Terry, and I like Debo, but Debo hasn't been good for a while. So I would for sure have Dallas and the Eagles as top 2. With that, whatever order, y'all can figure it out.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. I think this is gonna be a good season. I was a little worried this go around, but I think we're gonna be fine. And we'll address that running back situation at another time. But this is a day to rejoice, nigga. We don't always have to bring up the bad. We don't have to always bring up the bad. And look, let's baby steps, nigga.
I mean, you said not to bring up the bad, but I'm gonna bring up the bad real fast. Right. Unfortunately, because and this is sort of talking to the Steelers side of things a little bit, because a lot of people are like, why the hell would the Steelers do this? They only have DK Metcalf now, and they still don't got a quarterback. That's the crazy part to me. They still don't got them a quarterback. But with the Steelers, they've had their history with quote unquote diva wide receivers, and it's sort of alarming, because this is a list of the most reception yard or the most yards per game on the Steelers for Steelers wide receivers that's been drafted in the past 20 years. And it has Antonio Brown on the list, Mike Wallace, Juju, Santonio Holmes, Deontay Johnson, Martavis Bryant, like these players who are really, really good for the Steelers. But then once they get traded from the Steelers and go to their next team, their production, it drops down greatly. Like Antonio Brown with the Steelers, he averaged 86 yards a game. Without them, or when he left the Steelers, he only averaged 68. Mike Wallace averaged 64 with the Steelers. Without the Steelers, averaged 50. Deontay Johnson, he averaged with the Steelers 57 yards a game. Without them, he averaged 30 yards a game. Chase Claypool, with the Steelers, he averaged 53 yards a game. Without the Steelers, only 11. So it is alarming to see like that production drop off, and it feels like the Steelers and Mike Tomlin, they know when to get off of a lemon real fast. But hopefully George Pickens isn't a lemon, and I don't think he will be. So, we will see.
I would like to push back on they know how to get off a lemon too fast. They let them little niggas linger. I ain't gonna hold you. That nigga Antonio Brown had a long leash.
I'm not gonna hold you. When you're one of the goats, though, you get a longer leash than everybody. Like no matter what you think about Antonio Brown, he was case for top 5 receiver of all time. That's Antonio Brown. So you gonna have you a longer leash.
Yeah, even with Chase Claypool, we saw it with our own 2 eyes. Like this nigga just quitting the game of football on the field, like in a Steelers uniform. Like we seen this. For me, that's not too fast. Like too fast, it's like, oh, some internal shit in the locker room. We don't know why they got traded or whatever, and then all of a sudden you start seeing more shit like, oh damn, they was ahead of the curve. They were never really ahead of the curve on any of these niggas. I think they exhausted everything they could get out of each of these receivers. I can admit that. But yeah, and on top of that, I think we're all missing a little context because, unfortunately for George Pickens, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's gonna drop a little bit just off of the fact that you're gonna be a number 2 receiver. Just off the fact you're gonna be a number 2 receiver, like it might be one of those things. But I think he'll still be impactful. Antonio Brown, as much shit as he did, still won a Super Bowl. He still won a Super Bowl, okay? They tried to sneak Juju Smith-Schuster in there. Hey, that's still a Super Bowl champion. I see 2 Super Bowl. I know what Santonio Holmes did, but he won that Super Bowl with the Steelers. I'm talking about players that won without him. Like, yeah, okay, look. If you want to put Chase Claypool, yes, I agree. That egregious. Fucking egregious. But them other niggas on that list, let me be honest with you. Yes, I understand it, but it doesn't look as damning as the evidence look, in my opinion.
I agree with that. But before you get off this real fast, touching on the Steelers side of things, a lot of Steelers fans are like, what the hell are we doing? We only have 1 receiver now with DK Metcalf, still don't have a quarterback. And this is, like I said, I don't know what the Steelers are doing. They're still going to get that. They're still going to win 8 games. It's just how this goes, unfortunately. But I think this sort of play with the Steelers, it was a play to get them their franchise quarterback in the future. Because now going into the 2026 NFL draft, the Steelers have a 1st-round pick, a 2nd-round pick, 3 3rd-round picks, 2 4th-round picks, 2 5th, 2 6th, and a 7th pick. So the Steelers have more than enough draft capital. Like they're not going, or we don't know who their quarterback will be, but they are more than likely not going to make the playoffs, even if they do win the 8 games that they always do. So they have more than enough to make some trade package or whatever to get up higher in the draft and get that number one quarterback, whether it be, I know people say Arch Manning, he might come out. I think there's another quarterback from South Carolina that people like a lot, and a quarterback from Penn State that people like. So this is all just to get the Steelers a quarterback, but this upcoming season is going to be terrible football to watch.
Yeah, and it's like there's a lot of Steelers fans that are on two different sides. There's one that was like, damn, I just wanted to see what the fuck DK and George Pickens will fucking look like.
That's a good duo.
Good ass duo. A lot of people was yelling like, "Oh, we don't like this. We fucking hate this." You know what them niggas in the front office said?
We do not care.
They don't give a fuck about what you got going on, nigga.
That was literally what Mike Tomlin said. Literally.
That's a Mike Tomlin sound. He don't care. So
and I also think I heard that it was Mike Tomlin who sort of orchestrated the trade. He was like, George Pickens didn't request a trade. It didn't come from like the GM or ownership. It was Mike Tomlin. He was like, hey, respectfully, we need to get this man out of here. Why? I don't necessarily know. But
no, we know. You tired, bro.
Fair.
I be feeling like they take some years off this man's life with some of the characters.
Every NFL coach.
High
That's
stress
like
job.
that. That's like the president job. How you see like everybody when they become president, they look like younger and healthy. And then by the time they leave, granted, it only be like 4 years, but when they leave, they look 20 years older and so many gray hairs and all that stuff. Actually, what do you think is more stressful, being a head coach or being the president? Being an NFL head coach or being the president?
Oh, president by far.
You think so?
By far. And I get more money as a head coach than I am a president. President don't be making that much for real. They be making, like compared to what you think a president is supposed to make. There's NFL head coaches that make more than that, nigga.
I mean, that is.
And I gotta deal with the world.
The president can also do. As far as money, we're seeing right now the president can do anything he wants and make a whole lot of money. So there's also that.
Well, first of all, we can't compare apples to oranges. You talking about a rich nigga that came into this shit rich. That's different. That's very different. That man that man had hella shit versus oh no. Do you feel like an NFL coach is a more stressful job than an NBA coach?
For sure,
right? Because in my mind, I got fired, but I'm still getting paid like 6 years later by the same franchise. You know what I mean? Like, I sign me up for that, my nigga. I know Monty Williams is not missing no. He getting checks from 2 organizations, nigga.
You're having a stellar time right now.
nigga having a ball. Give a fuck about that. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I get what you're saying. I just feel like Mike Tomlin is not in the average head coaching situation most of the time. Because I bet you both of them hardballs love their jobs. Harbaugh love his job. Them niggas love it. Or the nigga for the Vikings, that nigga loved his job.
Yeah. And the Baltimore Harbaugh, like I know everybody was. I think it was the year they drafted Lamar, and the Ravens was being. Fuck, I can't even speak. The Ravens was being bad. The Ravens was bad at first or whatever, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, fire him!" Blah blah blah. Then he put Lamar in. Lamar ran off 6 games undefeated, and then Lamar just ended up becoming Lamar. So I know he lucked into that one. Extended his career.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. That other Harbaugh, I can argue and say his current head coaching job is less stressful than that Michigan football job that nigga had for years.
I don't think
because they was ready to get that nigga out of there after every Ohio State loss. After every Ohio State loss, they was get this nigga out of here.
I don't think he was stressed. I don't think he was stressed at Michigan because he was doing anything, and they was getting caught too, and he did not care.
Well, when you put it that way, that nigga was and paid 0 consequences. I know Pete Carroll loved his job when he was in Seattle. But y'all can't tell me that nigga wasn't having a ball.
Harbaugh won a national championship and was able to leave and go to the NFL and coach one of the best quarterbacks in life. He's having a great time, bro. He loves his job. And then he keeps just drafting Michigan players too. Like, he's having a great time.
And nobody bats an eye at those decisions. Like, it's this guy. Fuck it. That's real. That's real. You know what I mean? Versus the president. Now I got to deal with niggas. I got to talk to the Kim Jong-un. I gotta talk to Korea.
I don't even. Well, I think they probably talk to him now because they be talking to everybody now because of shit. But
hey, I gotta talk to Vladimir Putin. I gotta talk to them niggas in China. Like, I don't know, man. But one wrong sentence, and I'm starting an international war. I don't know. But
no, I'm glad you brought up colleges though, because we have to. Before we get into basketball, we have to take a little detour real fast into the world of college football because Bill Belichick is at it again. Reports have come out that, or this actually a report from Pablo Torre, who I like Pablo Torre, and he's a pretty good reporter. But on his recent episode of his podcast, Pablo Torre finds out they did like I think the whole episode was dedicated to Bill Belichick and his girl, which is funny, but. He reported that Jordan Hudson, like I said, Bill's girlfriend, has been banned from the University of North Carolina football facility. He said that there's deep worry for how detrimental Jordan can be for not just North Carolina, but Bill's legacy, reputation, everything he has built and worked for over decades. And this is like, bro, what? And it's crazy because North Carolina dropped a statement after that saying, while Jordan Hudson is not an employee at the university or Carolina Athletics, she is welcome to the Carolina football facilities. She'll continue to manage all activities related to Coach Belichick's personal brand outside of his responsibilities for Carolina football and the university. So that was the official statement from the University of North Carolina refuting Pablo's reporting. To which he then said, UNC can choose how to describe or change its position on Jordan's involvement however it wishes following the publication of our episode, but we requested comment and filed dozens of requests that were not satisfied, and we stand by the specific reporting in our episode, which came from the highest level of the football program. So he's standing 10 toes on what he said. He's like, hey, my reporting is right. Y'all niggas is lying. And I'm just like, Bill, bro, you gotta do something.
And on top of this, like first of all, we know Pablo's not lying because these are not new statements about detrimental anything. Like they've been talking about they were kind of weary of her involvement to begin with. Exactly. But like I said, no person should have all that power. Because I know that drop, she made that call. You can't tell me she didn't make that damn call because they did have it. Yeah, like she could be responsible for all of his. Yeah, come on now.
Yeah, and Pablo he put out another tweet saying we broke the news of an important meeting where the higher ups told the program that she can't be around the facility. Many people heard the message very clearly, and he's like, "You can decide who to trust, whether it be PR or us." I'm gonna lean towards Pablo because. I don't know him personally. I also know Bill Belichick personally, but Pablo ain't never lied to me. So
I'm be honest with you. Most reporters ain't really lied to me. Any reporter that's been called a liar, the next day or the week after, we find out they was always telling the truth.
Wasn't it who was it? Shams when Jimmy Butler agent tried to be like, nigga, you lying. He was like, no, I wasn't.
No, not. Shams got that shit twice. They did that shit twice to Shams. Like, nigga, I ain't stand by what I say, bro. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, nigga. I'm not with the shits. And there was somebody else. There was somebody else that I mean, there's plenty of examples of that. Because these are real reporters. You know what I mean? And they keep misconstruing. This the problem. This the problem that I'm realizing. They're like, oh, motherfuckers be lying, the media be lying. No, you keep thinking about Stephen A. Smith and other niggas that are not real reporters and grouping them in with the real reporters.
Like they used to be real reporters a long time ago. It's been years since they was that. It's been years.
They are now TV. They are now TV personality. You're mixing TV personalities and ex NBA hoopers that's trying to sever relationship. Like still have high end relationships with certain people, and misconstruing that with the Pablos of the world that really be in the field doing this shit, where their credibility means everything. Stephen A. Smith, niggas know he a liar, or niggas know that he be stretching the truth at best, or just giving out misinformation. Like we know that, so he can still be successful saying just anything because he can land on the side of entertainment. Pablo can't afford to do it. Well, if you keep it up, yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Niggas low-key entertaining himself. But yeah, if you're a reporter, credibility is all you have. That's all you have.
And to be completely honest, another reason that I'm leaning towards Pablo, because I saw some of the clips from his podcast, is because of stories like this one. As I share my screen, I'm gonna play a short little clip. Might be like a minute long, maybe slightly longer, but from Pablo Torre, his podcast on Jordan Hudson and Bill Belichick, and how she sort of tried to crash a commercial he was in.
Jordan Hudson, who was at the time like a person they kind of heard about, but again, this is last summer.
Yeah,
not quite the entity that we know now. Nothing close. Had arrived on set and started immediately pitching herself for a role that had not been discussed in this scripted 7-figure commercial shoot. That would also serve as, quote, the hard launch of their relationship. And she told everybody to hold on, actually, as this idea developed in her head, because what she did was she left set, came back sometime later, and she was wearing a yellow polka dot bikini.
Shut up.
And a sun hat.
All right, I'm gonna pause it real fast and get to another point. But real fast, would you ever hard launch anything in the commercial?
As a grown ass man, I'll never use the word hard launch.
Also, very valid.
I'm just not. That's a woman thing. That's crazy. I couldn't do that. That's wild.
Mind you, this nigga's 70. But anyway.
No. Add them 3 years, nigga. It's 73. Them 3 years mean something to me, nigga. Nah, it's bad. This is bad, my nigga.
Well, let's go ahead and finish the story because it only gets funnier.
And the crew had to figure out, what the do you do now?
Oh no.
So the premise of the ad, according to my sources, was Jordan Hudson by the pool, sunning herself in a lounge chair, trying to get Bill's attention, that kind of a thing.
Oh, she added like script idea. It wasn't just she'd be in the background of the shot we saw.
She had motivation.
Okay.
Taping for the actual commercial was done by then. And so what they did was they filmed something.
No.
Oh my God.
That one source told me
this is embarrassing.
may have involved a camera that may not have even been
Oh
on.
my God, this is so embarrassing. They
didn't even have the camera on for her. They just did that just to make her happy and did, bro. Like
real niggas. Real niggas.
Yeah. That's how you get out of that situation.
Hey, I used to do my little cousin like that when it was time to play 2K when he was 2. I want to play. Yeah, I got you. I took them batteries right out them bitches. Yeah, you can play with me.
Turn on. Get your wrong controller. Get a GameCube controller or something.
Oh God, I'm out here doing dunks and he doing dunks like he think he really doing some shit. Yeah, great memory, great core memory. That shit only lasted an extra year. That nigga caught on. Oh, my shit's not on. It's not working. Fuck. All right. Shout out to you, Taryn. Love you, boy. But yeah, shout out to the camera crew. Shout out to the camera crew because I would have been pissed.
But no, she's just doing too much. It's just like,
bro, you can't convince me that Bill Belichick wanted to do that. The fuck? You know he didn't want to do that shit. Power.
She just must have a set of skills that's unheard of for Bill Belichick, I guess, or something, bro. Because this is insane. He's just letting her do whatever, bro.
That nigga was so familiar with her game.
I'm not even gonna hold you. There was another thing that came. It said, what's her name? Her mom owns like a sex museum or something. So maybe
her mom.
Yeah, dead ass. Let me see if I find that.
A Hall of Fame. Oh, this bitch a Hall of Famer. Oh, she Hall of Fame talent right here. That's why nobody ever wants to have that conversation of how did y'all meet. That's why I get real touchy feely. That's why I become a sensitive topic because
I just hope all of this is calmed down by football season. We're gonna see if they good or imagine all this happening and they trash because I think they might not be good, bro. I think they're gonna be cheese. So imagine all this happening and their ass.
Bro, and look at all the shit that's coming out. You don't think them football niggas finna try her? Respectfully?
You think she's going? Like what?
What's that song? I'm easy like Sunday morning. Come on, man.
Overly going.
Oh, you be seeing them shits. You be seeing random questions. Raw. Next question. Nah, because I'm just all this stuff talking about your mom owns a sex museum. She doing X, Y, and Z. Like at some point, as a D1 athlete, I done been around enough D1 athletes to think they unstoppable. There ain't nothing they think they can't get off. And they keep reporting, oh, she's more than welcome to be in these football facilities at any time. Yeah, okay. Try it if you want to. Try it if you want to, man. Stop acting. We've seen it happen before. Not with the wife, and normally be with the daughter because the wife be too old to be playing that kind of shit. But all be the D1 athlete. Yeah. Now you dealing with nigga. Come on, now you dealing, and this NIL deal. You know there's somebody that's 26 in that bitch. There's somebody that's 25.
Probably niggas older than her in that bro. Probably some 30. Like that there was a tight end from Miami, nigga was like 30, bro.
God, yes. Like y'all can't come on now. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Before the people try to call you names and paint you a certain way, let's move on to it because I understand what you're saying, but you know how shit get. But let's go ahead and move on. We need to talk about Draymond Green. Draymond Green must be stopped. Draymond Green must fight that gorilla. Draymond Green must do something, bro. I'm getting tired of Draymond, bro. It's just like what I say. It gets to a point. But Draymond throughout the entire playoffs has been getting texts, flagrants, etc. I think he has 5 right now, which is 2 away from you get a suspension if you get 7 in the playoffs. So he has 5. So like I said, he's been doing stupid shit like that the entire playoffs. And then he went on a little post-game rant. Reporters went to go talk to him, and this is what he had to say.
Look like the angry black man. I'm not an angry black man. I'm a very successful, educated black man with a great family. And I'm great at basketball. I'm great at what I do. The agenda to try to keep making me look like an angry black man is crazy. I'm sick of it. It's ridiculous.
Like Draymond, you can be all those. I don't think he's an angry black man. Like he can be all those things. But I don't think the agenda is, he's an angry black man. The agenda is this nigga just a fucking asshole, bro. Like, stop this shit, bro. It's so like we've seen evidence of Draymond. He has kicked multiple players in the nuts. He got suspended from the finals game for that. He's stomped on players' chests. He's elbowed players. He's put Rudy Gobert in a headlock. He's punched players on the court, off the court. He's knocked his teammate out on camera. Like, nigga, at some point you have to just be like, okay, maybe I'm tripping. Because, nigga, you are tripping. And it's just like, I know a lot of people have done this, and before I felt like it was sort of, what?
I thought you were about to say something else. I thought you was like, I want to respect you, but I can't. I thought that's where you were going.
I know a lot of people be trying to put this on Steph, and at first I used to be like, nah, that's too much. You can't, like, Steph is a grown man, Draymond a grown man. You can't tell a grown man what to do. But, like, low-key, Steph the leader of this team, bro. You need to tell this nigga, sit the fuck down and stop acting like a hoe. Because he acting like a hoe. But then I'm starting to think about it more, and I'm, like, learning and figuring stuff out in real time right now. And, like, maybe it's not on Steph. Maybe it's on the whole damn NBA because they just be letting him get away with it. Because like these past few games, he's been getting like a flagrant foul in the first quarter or a technical in the first quarter, and then like because of that, if you get another tech, you gotta if you get another tech, you get thrown out the game, or if you get like another flagrant, you get thrown out the game. And all the refs they don't want it. You said what?
It's just, that's part of the reason why he's getting techs now, because he found that loophole of like if I just flagrant foul niggas. Consecutive flagrant fouls is not going to get me out the game unless it's a clear
flagrant twos get you out. Flagrant twos get you out.
Flagrant
twos he'll do these bullshit ass fouls, and then once he does that, the rest be like, man, if I call him for another take, he gets thrown out the game, and I don't want to, affect the playoff game or whatever like that. So like, I can't see the rest point of view from that, but also fuck him. Spin that nigga, get that nigga out the foot, kick that nigga out, bro. And it's just like I'm tired of, and not just the refs too. I'm tired of the players too, because Draymond been punking y'all niggas for years, bro. Like if respectfully, Draymond, he's smaller than all these players. He's a 4, he's a power forward, but he's undersized. They list him at 6'7". He might be, I think he would say closer to like 6'6", 6'5". So even though he's very strong, he's smaller than a lot of these players. Like when he stepped on Sabonis' chest, Sabonis is bigger than you. Nigga, if you don't get up and knock this nigga out, like Rudy, you let that nigga put you in a headlock, bro. You are 7'2", 250, nigga. If you don't slap that nigga, bro, I'm tired of these niggas acting like hoes when it comes to Draymond, bro. I know you'll get suspended. I know you'll get fined, whatever. You niggas make $50 million a year. You don't just knock this nigga out, set some type of boundary so he can know, okay, maybe I shouldn't just go around bitching niggas. But ain't nobody done that, so he keep going around bitching niggas. I'm just like, dog. Somebody do something. Somebody stop this nigga, bro. Please, fuck. It's just annoying. And then you try to, everybody paint me as an angry black man. No, nigga, they paint you as a dickhead because you acting like a dickhead, bro. Like, I can't even do it, bro. I can't even do it.
It's too little too late for a lot of the shit you just said. I'm be honest with
you. Shit, honestly, yeah. This shit should have been nipped in the bud like year 2 or 3.
Yeah, but like, so I mean, look, we're on the same page. We're on the same page. I stand with Draymond when it comes to he's not an angry black man. He's not. I think that nigga is. I think it brings joy when this nigga puts Rudy Gobert in the chokehold. Like I truly believe.
That's what he is.
I truly believe there's a sense of depression as a basketball player for him when he's not able to be Draymond. When he's not able to be Draymond, I don't think basketball is fun for this nigga. So, no, he's not an angry black man. But, I mean, at the same time, this nigga deflecting. Like, I mean, like, was his comments unnecessary? Absolutely. But 95% of what Draymond does in general is very unnecessary. So, it's on brand. So, I will say, I'll say this. All the sentiments that you had, what? My shit was tripping. All the sentiments that you have, I felt the same way 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when it came to like blaming Steph, blaming the organization, because there's no circumstance where you are able to punch another teammate and your punishment is a 4-year, $100 million contract and trading the nigga that you punched to another team in another conference.
On the other side of the country, he went from San Francisco to Washington D.C. Like,
went from coast to coast, sea to shining sea, nigga. No, that's not how that works. So yes, I do put some blame on Steph Curry. I do put blame on the Warriors organization because I've been on this kind of timing with him. And all he's a grown ass man. I don't care because let a nigga like Steph say, hey, if you don't trade this nigga, I'm gone. You have that power, Steph.
Yeah. He got the power to change that.
He really has the power to ship that nigga to Detroit or ship that nigga to another state. And not only that, you gave this nigga 4 additional years 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, whenever that was. Yeah. 4 years, $100 million post a punch. And then after the punch, you do a spinning backflip to use of Nurkic. And then I got to put some blame on Adam Silver. People think I'm an Adam Silver apologist. No, I give credit where credit is due. Adam Silver, he was soft. He was soft in that moment because you were supposed to capitalize on this nigga's vulnerability when that nigga said, I think it's time for me to retire. You're supposed to double down and say, I think it is too. I think it's that time.
That mean where the dude put the hand on old dude's shoulder, like that's what Adam Silver been like.
Supposed to do. You and Sam was like, I think we're overreacting. No, we're not. We're not. So now you out here. No.
I think that's your time. You know what? I actually agree with you. I have the paperwork right here.
What are we talking about? He's done so much outrageous shit. I have to remind niggas every time we bring it up that not only did you punch this nigga, you made a documentary about the punch, my nigga.
He did.
And
you painted Draymond as like the sympathetic figure in the story. Like, no, nigga, you did it.
That's what I'm saying. There's only so much I can do with Draymond is just acting like every other kind of older person when it comes to the end of whatever tenure that they got going on, whether it's retirement or it's getting close to the end. When you have hella accolades, my granny talk crazy now. My granny talk like she don't care. She don't care. She gonna say whatever the hell she got to say, and she gonna get it off her chest. She wouldn't be talking this way in her 40s, cause she still got some shit in the game. Like there's still some responsibility. She ain't got no more responsibilities. She good. She can talk on the phone whenever she wants to. She can watch Young and the Restless till she blue in the face. She gonna get whatever she gets off. She not afraid of death. She gonna talk. So this is more or less where Draymond is at when it comes to NBA retirement. I got 4 championship rings. I don't do anything criminally outside of the game.
I bet like Draymond's probably like a cool dude. Like people like him off the court. It's just once the ball is tipped off, he just loses goddamn mind.
Yeah, so my NBA legacy is never going to be tarnished because I am who I am. Yeah. I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do. Whenever Steph Curry is out the game or injured, watch how much the probability of Draymond Green getting kicked out of a game becomes. When that nigga gets kicked out, when Steve Kerr gets kicked out, this nigga decides, fuck it. I don't want to. I'm trying to get to the locker room too. So yeah, I mean, we agree. Wrong messenger. But it's also Draymond Green. How many years do you think we have left of this? How long do we have?
This fuckery can't go on much longer, man. I
don't know. I don't know the real answer to that question. I think it's all dependent on when Steph retires. Yeah. Did they both go out at the same time?
Steph's going now. Draymond's for sure retiring before Steph, but Steph got the type of game he can play for a long ass time. If he could play like 7 more years if you want, just being a spot up shooter, and everybody gonna be afraid of him because he's Steph Curry. But
Draymond's 2 years younger than Steph.
Still, like Draymond's game is not gonna age as well as Steph's because Draymond has to be more physical. But I think Draymond, realistically though, I think like 2 more years of Draymond, or he might go when LeBron go, and I'm pretty sure LeBron's retiring next year. So.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, true. But like I said, everybody that wears a Golden State uniform is responsible for this nigga. I don't care. Steph, yes, this is your fault too. I don't care. We blame the parents. We blame the parents when kids do stuff at 17, 18, 19 years old, and it's like, okay, obviously I can't control this nigga now, but you had your time. You had your time to raise the person that you're about to raise. It didn't help that this nigga grew up in a Detroit Pistons locker room in 02, 03, 04, and 05. That didn't help the case either, because that's malice. That's malice in the Palace era. But course correction.
Yeah,
course correction. It's what it is, man. But I think the whole world is on our side. Like, I think the whole world agrees with everything. Like, at this point, it's just about it's really just an excuse to rant about Draymond. Like, when I see people talk about this, it's like, oh, like nobody's really trying to have a real discourse or discussion about this, because this discussion is idiotic, because everybody's on the same page about Draymond.
Everybody except that's just nigga, just take some damn accountability. But whatever, dude.
All right, Jax. It's hot take of the week. Do you have it?
I do indeed have my hot take.
Type shit. Oh, man.
All right. My hot take is that James Harden has done more for the development of like the modern style of basketball than Steph Curry ever has. And that can be evidenced by Tyrese Halliburton and his step back. Everybody doing a step back now. Everybody, like, it was very popular, yes, but just these step back threes, it got way more popular with James Harden doing it, because everybody was like, oh, because low-key, when James used to do it, he low-key used to travel just a little bit. Like, sometimes the hoes will travel. But now I feel like everybody's doing it, because it's like, oh, James is doing it, he's cooking, he's winning MVP, he's scoring 60, he blah, blah, blah. And they're like, hey, let me implement this into my game plan. And now it's just like everybody everywhere is taking step back threes. That's just the shot of the game, it feels like. So I just think that James Harden has sort of shaped young basketball players way more than Steph Curry has. Granted, like, yes, everybody's trying to shoot threes like Steph, but James be shooting threes too. I'm just saying. That's my hot take. That's how.
Yeah, man. As Killian Hayes type shit. You know what I mean? and being honest. So
where is Killian Hayes? Let me see where he plays right now.
That nigga don't play in the NBA. I think he's somewhere else.
He's in the G League. He played for the Long Island Nets.
Yeah. Shout out to Killian Hayes, man. I think, and then like and I'll be honest, niggas don't even play like Steph for real. Niggas really don't be playing like Steph. Niggas is not playing off ball the way Steph be, when that nigga be running around doing all that
Steph
extra ass
every game, bro.
niggas is not doing the shit that he's doing, and then still having the stamina to throw up a quick release shot, like he does. That's a specific skill versus James Harden, versus your Lukas in the world, all that. What if somebody was to give you pushback and say, I think you're James Harden and I raise you a Kevin Durant of what's worse? What's worse for basketball?
I'd say basketball.
No, I'm saying, but like when you see bad niggas do similar things to all-time greats, what looks worse? A nigga trying to imitate James Harden or a nigga that's trying to imitate KD?
Oh, and they try to imitate KD because always like just the tall, skinny. Everybody just assumes that, oh, the tall, skinny, whatever is going to be the next Kevin Durant. Like, no, that will never happen. There's only going to be one Kevin Durant. Like, people are like, oh, Jabari Smith, he could be like KD. Like, no, Kevin Knox, he could be like KD. No, like, there's only one of them. So I don't like when they do all that.
Yeah, so you're basically saying that Jason Tatum falls under that. Like, he needs to stop. He needs to stop acting like he KD.
Jason just need to put his goddamn head down and drive, nigga. When they all the motherfucking threes, bro.
Stop all them goddamn threes. Put that head down and drive up there.
He's not like he. I guess you could say he's playing like current KD, but old KD back in the day, KD would dunk on you. He would put his head down and dunk on niggas, bro. Jason Tatum needs to start watching OKC KD film.
I need nigga. I think, yeah, because I think KD made niggas think they was not power forwards. You're a power forward. Jason Tatum, you are a power forward, nigga.
He's not power forward. He's a small forward, bro.
Jaylen Brown, you're a small forward. You're a small forward.
I think Jaylen Brown is a shooting guard. He's just big. But that's neither here nor there. So
never met a shooting guard with a left hand dribble like that. But I digress. We'll keep going. We will keep going. Neither here nor there, right? Yeah. I love being a hater. Anyway, my hot take is LeVar Ball is the sole reason why the NCAA doesn't know what the fuck they're doing with the NIL.
Break that down. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it, because before NIL, it was LeVar Ball out here doing wild things. Now, it took some extra motivation from one of his sons committing crimes in another country to expedite a certain process. But ultimately, he took his sons out, went to Lithuania for a little bit. A lot of people said they wasn't gonna be shit. You know, the classic Black American story, right? You know, you ain't gonna never be shit, huh? And then after that, he decided to come up with the JBA. I think it's called the Junior Basketball Association. LeVar Ball came up with that. It was right before the Big Three was a thing. It was around that time where both Ice Cube was like trying to get his shit together, but he had already established it, had a draft, showcased all these athletes, and they would get paid for, you know, playing these playing in these games, and each city had their own thing. And it had its flaws, don't get me wrong, but it was only for a year before you started seeing other things like the G League Ignite pop up and saying, hey, instead of going to this quote unquote bum ass league, you can go with some real niggas, go get paid for real, and they got the word NBA in front of it, so you know it's legit, right? So you had your Jalen Greens and your Jonathan Kumingas that joined in, do what it does, and ultimately it just turned into overtime elite overtime, because I think it's not even a thing anymore. But those things that transpired in those years made the NCAA panic, because at that point in their minds, outside of football, like, why the fuck would I get exploited in college when I can legally just make this $500,000 or this $1 million or whatever the case may be? Fuck y'all. If I get caught for my coach buying me a cheeseburger, now I'm suspended, or now I can't play in the NCAA March Madness tournament, which was also on the decline because niggas was not watching it like they used to, because the stars were not there. We had a conversation about that. And then at some point, I truly believe the NCAA said, fuck it, we got to go do something. And they forced NIL. They forced NIL without a direction. They forced NIL without a clear-cut plan of how they're going to do it, how they were going to back pay niggas from 10 years ago, all this shit. And which is why they're in hella legal allegations, hella shit. Niggas just doing everything. Niggas up in the ante. There's no control over how much a nigga can make. Niggas are starting to make more than NFL players, and I it's not a blame, because I'm not gonna blame a black man for anything a national corporation can figure out. But it all starts with LeVar Ball. If LeVar Ball doesn't do what he does, I think at bare minimum, it prolongs the ultimate NIL thing, the ultimate NIL transactions from happening. They got nervous, just like how it was for TikTok. TikTok started in 2018, 2019. 2020, the world shut down, and niggas just thought it was an app. That shit started booming really fast, and every other company said, fuck, we need to catch up. Instagram made Reels, and then YouTube Shorts made what it was. Now, ultimately,
shout out to YouTube Shorts.
YouTube Shorts, nigga. Oh my.
Shout out to real, shout out to audio.
Shout out to each and every one of you. But you know, ultimately TikTok stood the test of time, even when it got banned for 24 hours. Not even. But you know, it's just it's a part of the copycat league, it's a part of all those things. I think you can't write the story of NIL without mentioning LeVar Ball, in my personal opinion, and I stand on that.
I think you could.
Yeah, man. It's always a black man.
One thing to say about that last thing though, like they cannot write the story without mentioning LeVar Ball, but they will. They'll find a way. They shouldn't, but they will find a way to do it.
They'll figure out a way to like kind of figure out what was the real reasoning, and they'll find up some bullshit reason of. I just think just how they do the civil rights. At some point we just thought it was time.
Yeah, no,
like, nigga. You got pressed enough, and you said fuck it. Okay, let's begrudgingly give black people freedom, or let's begrudgingly give these people what they're paid. Let's stop exploiting them. Oh, yeah.
No, begrudgingly give black people freedom. That's exactly giving black people freedom. That's exactly what they.
I guess it's a whole bunch of old white men. Kira. They couldn't take it anymore. Fuck it. But yeah, and now we're in the mess that we're in, and I don't know how it's going to get fixed.
Hey, you seen Nick Saban? I think he just got appointed by Donald Trump as like the new head of something that's going to be overall like the NIL and this, that, and the third. Just saying.
That's another problem.
Maybe Nick Saban might cook. I don't know. I would be happy to see him cook, but hey, we'll learn when we learn.
We need to stop employing 70-plus-year-olds to do certain things.
Yeah.
Like we swear that we hate seeing Mitch McConnell do certain things in public, but we keep employing niggas close to his age.
But I mean, at least
get surprised when shit happens.
At least this 73-year-old has an age-appropriate wife. Is all I'm gonna say. He got him an age-appropriate woman by him who's been with him since 1971.
For now, I'm just playing. Relax. Hey, once upon a time, Bill Belichick had a wife that was age appropriate.
I know.
Yeah, look, man, look. Check the if your last name is Belichick, check that will. Check that will.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Check that will, please. She's powerful. Let's end this podcast, man. Any last words?
Hey, man, last words. You want to change your life, go do some life-changing shit. But nah, Belichick, if your last name is Belichick, go check that will, bro. That's really the message. Go check that will. That's your last name.
Please make sure.
Like we're not getting nothing from that. We're just trying to help you out.
I promise, bro. Like I'm not expecting no kind of check. we the mesothelioma commercial. Yeah, we just want to make sure you were properly compensated, nigga. Tyrese Halliburton's not overrated. The real nigga that's overrated is the light-skinned man from Boston. You know who he is.
But
that's the real.
We'll get to him. We gotta check back in the next episode. We'll get to him.
Yeah, we'll have real conversations.
Beat these allegations. We'll see if we can beat these allegations. I don't know if he can, but we will see.
Hey man, look, either I push my agenda or I push my Karl Anthony Towns agenda. Either way, I win. Either way, I win, nigga. This is my what is it, compensatory pick? That's me. This is my third round pick, nigga. This is my George Pickens, nigga. But we'll catch y'all. We'll catch y'all next week. Your boy will be in the H-Town. As it currently stands, we're at 1,330 subscribers.
It's crazy because I checked what we was doing. I checked what we was actually doing the podcast. It said 1.32. So now we're 1.33. So
oh God, bro. Like we really moving on up like the Jeffersons, man. Like it really is one of those things. It really is. We appreciate you. And without further ado, we will catch y'all next week. Go touch some grass. We'll catch y'all next week.
Check that wheel.
Go check that wheel, nigga. Go check that wheel.